Well, Caitlin Clark could be breaking another record, this time with an endorsement deal.
We're going to be talking about Caitlin Clark and Nike, and it looks to be that things are ramping up a lot.
Caitlin Clark just made news once more. And neither a buzzer beater nor a logo 3 were the cause this time. It was due to a $25 million surprise that nobody anticipated. Caitlin reportedly leveraged her record-breaking Nike agreement to make an unusual offer, shocking the WNBA and igniting discussions around the sports world. A move that may have changed the way endorsement power is wielded in women's basketball and totally caught colleague Sophie Cunningham off guard. Nike is making history when they put a crown on someone, not just selling shoes. And Michael Jordan is the best example of that. His influence extended beyond basketball. It changed the definition of what a sports brand could be. Therefore, insiders couldn't help but regard it as a passing of the mantle when Nike gave Caitlin Clark the largest footwear deal in WNBA history. Jordan ignited the fire. She's going to run with it, Clark. The story's central character, Caitlin Clark, reportedly asked Nike to add Sophie Cunningham in a secondary brand relationship after landing the biggest sneaker contract in WNBA history. A gesture that has already become one of the most talked about locker room moments of the season, even though neither Nike nor either player have verified it yet. We are aware of the facts. Caitlin Clark reportedly agreed to a historic 8-year contract worth between $25 and $28 million with Nike. One of the biggest women's sports endorsement packages ever provided, the agreement includes her own branded shoe line, the first for a WNBA rookie. It's obvious that Nike isn't merely placing a wager on her performance. They're placing bets on her impact, brand, and fan base. However, what Caitlin purportedly did immediately after signing was unexpected. Reports from people close to the Fever organization state that Caitlin surprised Sophie Cunningham by inviting her to a private team event and revealing that a portion of her Nike contract would be used to give Sophie visibility under the same brand. It's unclear if this was a sponsored Player Edition shoe collaboration or a formal subcontract, but reports suggest that Caitlin sought to give her teammate a prominent role in the launch of her own brand. This gesture became viral on the internet right away. Why Sophie? Sophie Cunningham has become one of Caitlin's closest pals on the court, for those who are not familiar with the Fever's dynamics this season. A physical presence of veterans. Sophie has demonstrated a level of toughness and protection that has stood out on a young Fever lineup by consistently defending Caitlin at tense in-game moments, stepping between Clark and aggressive defenders, and retaliating against critics in post-game interviews.
Literally, pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Even though they have only played together for a portion of a season, their chemistry is clear.
I have to come after Inspector Gadget.
Sophie doesn't score the most. Although she doesn't make headlines, Caitlin, who is under pressure to carry a franchise in her debut season with every move under scrutiny, has taken notice of her leadership and loyalty.
Caitlin specifically, do you think can't connect?
I have no idea. You gotta ask her. That girl's brain is different, so that's all on you.
Caitlin has commended her teammates in interviews for assisting her in adjusting to the professional level. She has spoken out about how physically demanding the league is and the bub she's taken. She has also made it apparent that the encouragement she gets from other players, such as Sophie, keeps her focused on her game.
Pretty overwhelmed right now, but there's just a lot of people to thank. First of all, my teammates. I wouldn't be here without any of you, and a lot of you came back.
Therefore, it's uncommon but plausible that she might utilize her brand power to support a teammate. In professional athletics, however, such a move is practically unheard of. Endorsement agreements are often secret, customized, and closely supervised by business handlers and agents. For a rookie to declare, "I want to bring someone with me," after landing the biggest endorsement contract of her life. That's not typical. That is not how things are usually done. That's Caitlin Clark recognizing her current situation and making the decision to act differently. Regarding the rumors, Nike has not responded. Although neither Clark nor Cunningham have done so directly, if the reports are true, this would be the first time a WNBA player, rookie or veteran, has utilized her own endorsement contract to help a colleague. And that kind of unity speaks eloquently in a league where sponsorships are unequally distributed and marketing opportunities are limited. Fans have already started speculating about a potential joint commercial or possibly a player edition of Caitlyn's upcoming signature sneaker with a Sophie Cunningham motif. Whether that happens or not, the message has been received. Caitlin Clark is creating a culture where loyalty is rewarded and appreciation is shared, not just a brand. The change is said to have energized the locker room within the Fever organization. It is respected by teammates. It is admired by coaches. Even while the WNBA has always prioritized team basketball, off-court chances are frequently about individual benefit, so it's difficult not to. That model was just contested by Caitlyn. The story itself is already shaping how players and spectators view brand power in the league, even if Nike's participation with Sophie turns out to be symbolic or restricted. What does it mean for the upcoming generation of athletes if Caitlin Clark, with all her media exposure, record-breaking contract, and global reach, uses her platform to highlight teammates? It indicates that a rookie is leading her team in influence as well as scoring. Whether it turns into a full endorsement or just a viral expression of gratitude, Sophie Cunningham believes that this moment will be another reason why she has become a fan favorite. She's tangible. She has no fear. She is now the focal point of a narrative that is as much about character as it is about commerce. This wasn't necessary for Caitlin Clark to do. It is powerful because of this. Caitlin transformed her limelight into a shared one in a league where every player is vying for airtime, space, and brand awareness. Furthermore, the move's symbolism has already had a significant influence, regardless of how official the Nike deal is. It's unclear what will happen next. This autumn, Nike intends to introduce Caitlin Clark's first signature shoe line, perhaps prior to the WNBA playoffs. It's unclear if Sophie Cunningham will feature with her in that campaign, but based on the current hype, fans would be thrilled to see it. Even though Nike hasn't made an official announcement yet, the rumors about Caitlin's relocation haven't subsided. Fans, commentators, and even former players of the WNBA are offering their opinions. Whether formalized or not, most people concur that Caitlin Clark's attempt to incorporate a teammate into her own endorsement moment reveals a lot about her leadership style. This is more than simply a player attempting to profit from notoriety. The player is attempting to shift the focus. Additionally, that gesture has a greater impact in the WNBA than it would in any other league due to uneven market visibility and salaries that don't reflect the talent on exhibit. Caitlin is in an unusual predicament. She is one of the few rookies in league history to become the face of her team and the league as a whole right away. Her national endorsements, effect, ratings, and jersey sales are self-evident. However, that visibility also brings with it a degree of control that most novices just lack. Caitlin appears to be elevating those around her by utilizing that leverage as soon as it becomes available. The time is extremely significant to Sophie Cunningham. Despite not being well-known, she has established a reputation as a tough, physical player who doesn't back down from confrontation or speak up. Although she has never been a top scorer, she plays hard and gains respect by working hard. For a position like that, getting a nod from Caitlin and possibly a company like Nike is an uncommon reward. The tale has already added value, even if there is no campaign or product launch. Fans who were unaware of Sophie a few weeks ago are now paying attention, her name is trending, and her fan base is expanding. It's a win for the brand. Nike is a story-driven company. Its marketing advantage has always included that. From Serena Williams' supremacy to Michael Jordan's ascent, Caitlin Clark is a generational player whose influence goes well beyond the court. Therefore, it's still a compelling narrative for them if she chooses to focus her first campaign on team chemistry and loyalty rather than just individual excellence. The early stage of Caitlin's career is what makes this situation unique. This type of power play, which involves leveraging a personal agreement to promote someone else, typically occurs after players have established contracts and years of influence. Even before her first WNBA season is out, Caitlin is taking action. This implies that she's not merely here to gather awards and highlights. She is considering her long-term position in the league. Additionally, the change creates a new atmosphere in the Fever locker room. There were concerns early in the season regarding physicality, chemistry, and Caitlin's ability to adapt to the pros. This alleged gesture is now changing the topic of discussion. It doesn't matter if she can manage the limelight. It has to do with how she chooses to communicate it. This has a knock-on effect. Even those who are still in college are keeping a close eye on the younger players in the league. They are realizing that achieving success doesn't have to be a solitary endeavor, that there is room to bring someone else up with you once you reach the top. And future stars' negotiating, branding, and leadership styles may change as a result of that way of thinking. The first chapter of Caitlin Clark's WNBA career is still being written. However, this particular incident deepens her narrative. It demonstrates that she is more than just a scorer. She is more than just a favorite in the media. She is someone who respects those who support her and is prepared to utilize her power to help them get the credit they deserve. This action has already accomplished something noteworthy, regardless of whether it results in long-term brand awareness for Sophie Cunningham. It has produced a new paradigm for impact in women's athletics. Reaching back is just as important as climbing. Additionally, businesses